Okay, welcome everybody. We're going to get started with this awesome presentation this afternoon. As you know, the CJ Career Fair is going to be March 6th. However, there's another career fair, the Agricultural, Science, Engineering, and Technology Career Fair, which is scheduled for this week, tomorrow. So I always recommend students to go to as many career fairs as you can. And the reason for that is what I'll be talking about during this presentation. It's going to help you be able to articulate what your skills and all that type of thing is and get used to talking with professional people. So if you go to a career fair that's not necessarily for your major or something that you're extremely interested in, you probably won't be as nervous talking to the recruiters as you would be if you go to a career fair that's actually for a major or a job that you really want. So that's one of my little tips I'm going to give you all as we begin. And having said that, we're going to get on with getting ready for the career fair. So why do you go to a career fair? How is it going to help you? How many people in here have ever been to one? Awesome. So let's get some feedback from you people in the audience. What happened when you went to the career fair? What did you go for?
I went for South Africa zoology for veterinarian.
Okay, so we had someone who's interested in being a vet, and she went to a career fair that was related to an experience in South Africa. And did you find it, did you get any new information when you went? Yes. Okay. Anybody else who's been to a career fair? How many people have been to a career fair and you're not quite sure what you were supposed to be getting out of it? Has anybody ever done that? Okay. Then how does a career fair help you? What's the purpose of it? Why are you going to it? Why do we encourage you all, semester after semester, to attend the career events? To see what? Okay, yeah, it exposes you to different options. What's going on in the industry? What kinds of jobs are recruiters actually looking for? Excellent answer. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Most definitely. So you can get some insight into what are they actually looking for? What kind of skills are they really wanting candidates to have, so that you can do a comparison between what they're saying they want and what you actually possess at this time. Are you actually qualified in that way at this time? So yes, even if you're not graduating, even if it's not time for you to get a job yet, it's great for you to go to a career fair, because if they mention a couple of skills or some experiences that they would like to see in their candidates that you don't have yet, you have a great advantage. You're not graduating yet. So you have time to do some things to get some of those skills to add to your resume, so that when it's time for you to apply, you're more qualified than you were when you went to that career fair. There's life after college. That's one of the good reasons, you're going to prepare. There is life after college. College doesn't extend forever. And if I go by many of the seniors that I've spoken with, the time for you to graduate comes up on you sometimes almost in a stealth kind of way. Oh, wow, I was a freshman, I had plenty of time, and now it's time to graduate. What do? I haven't prepared yet. There is life after college, and you want to be prepared, because life after college is competitive. Just like it was competitive to get into college. When we start talking about people paying you money, the ante goes up, becomes more competitive. So this experience is going to help prepare you to go out there and be more competitive than the next guy or woman when you're trying to get a job. because you practice what we call professional engagement. How do you talk to the professionals and not sound like a totally inexperienced student? Well practiced. Okay, so even if you're not graduating, you want to go to career fairs for these reasons. You're going to get experience interacting with the professionals, and you're going to get good at it. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll be doing it. And so when someone asks you a question like, so tell me about yourself, you won't freeze up. You'll be ready to go and have it just flow right off the tip of your tongue because you're used to talking to about that type of thing because you're used to networking. Career fairs are networking events. You're going to practice what I just said. You're going to try out your elevator speech or your 30-second commercial if you haven't tried it out on anyone yet. The closer you get to graduation, the more frequently you want to be practicing your elevator speech or your 30-second commercial, whichever one you choose to call it, because it's a networking tool in and of itself. And it will help you answer that question, so tell me about yourself, because that's what you're doing in a 30-second commercial, your marketing skills. How many people in here at least know one skill that you have? Awesome. What are some skills we have in this room? Leadership. That's a great one. Employers say they're looking for. What's another one? Say that? Public speaking, most definitely. When we had the people from the FBI and Department of Justice and some of the other law enforcement professions here in November, are saying one of the number one things they look for in a candidate is how well do they speak? How well do they articulate what they have to offer? How well do they share information? So that's great. Leadership, public speaking. What's another skill we have in this room? Okay, interpersonal relationships, skills. That's what you call that. Being able to get along with others, and that's a soft skill that many employers want because they're looking for people who are going to get along with their team, and they're going to be looking for people that also get along with the people they serve. So if that's a skill that you have, yes, that's another skill that employers are looking for. Do we have any other skills in this room? Yes, very important, especially in a state like Texas, where we have a lot of people who speak more than one language, English. So if you are multilingual, bilingual, that's a very important skill to have that's highly sought after. So we got some good skills in here. We've got some leaders, interpersonal relationship skills, public speaking, bilingual. Do we have anything else? By the way, these types of things need to be on your resume. And you might want to insert them into your little 30-second commercials. Okay? Okay, wonderful job, everybody. Okay, so learning about job and internship possibilities. Okay, how many people are planning on doing an internship before you graduate? Okay, for that question, I really like to see 100%. So some of you who maybe haven't thought about it yet, haven't considered it yet, think that there may be reasons why you can't or shouldn't or might, I want to highly encourage you to do an internship before you graduate, because this is another thing I hear the seniors tell me a lot. Well, I looked at the job posting, and all the job postings that I'm looking at say they want experience. How am I supposed to get experience? And I've been in college all this time. Internships, they allow you to get some of that experience that an employer says they're gonna want you to have. And one of the awesome things about the CJ college is there is something called Internship 101. How many people have heard of that? Okay, well, let me share some information. Criminal justice, well, how many criminal justice majors do we have in here? Okay, and a significant amount. Okay, so the College of Criminal Justice has something called Internship 101. And what is it? It's an opportunity for you to go do an internship instead of going to classes. And you get 9 credit hours for doing it, because you're going to do it 40 hours a week like a job. That's a lot of experience to gain over the span of a semester that now could be incorporated into your resume. Or you could be talking to a recruiter about that if you're about to graduate and you want to share, you know, hey, I did an internship with so-and-so and I really liked it. And I'm really looking forward to moving forward in that career with your organization. Okay? That's an example of kind of how you might talk to a recruiter. So how do you do Internship 101? You go into where the advising office that I know everybody's been into. Okay, so one of the other people in the advising office is Shelley Baird, and she coordinates the internship program. If you have any questions about that, feel free to come and see me in my office or go see Shelley. But I'm going to encourage that you do that. You need to be talking to your academic advisor about that, though, because it needs to be worked into your program. You know how you work out all the things you're going to do, what classes you're going to take before you graduate? That would need to be incorporated into that plan. All right. Find out what skills and experience. Somebody already mentioned that. And acquiring business cards. Why do you want a business card? So you can, it's up on the screen, hint, hint. Yeah, you're going to. Yeah, you can ask for their card. For instance, you might say, I'm not graduating this semester, but I'm graduating next semester. Or I'm graduating next year. Would it be possible for me to get, they bring tons of business cards to a career fair. Would it be possible for me to get one of your cards so I can follow up with you later? That's also networking. This is the kind of jargon talk I want you to start practicing doing. If you feel you might be a little nervous doing it, come and see me in my office. I'll help you practice it so you feel a little bit more comfortable saying it. But want you to get used to those kinds of things so that when you walk in there, there's a reason why so many recruiters come to Sam. Sam is a top dog in this field of criminal justice. But it's not just criminal justice. It's education, it's nursing, it's a lot of different areas that Sam is, you know, up there where recruiters want. Okay. So, how is the career fair going to help you? Okay, so preparation. We understand why you're there. We understand the life after college thing. We understand all of this. Now, don't go there unprepared. So, congratulations. Part of your preparation was being here today. So, think of it in 3 phases. Career fair. What do you do before you go? What do you do when you get there? And what are you going to do after the fair is over? The first thing you go, phase 1, before you get there, you're going to think about what are you going to wear. Why is that important? Anybody? Yes, you want to look professional. You want to look the part. This is because when you walk in that career fair, you are presenting what your brand is. If you haven't thought about, you know, personal branding, you're making a statement about what your personal brand is when you walk into that career fair. So someone said the word professional. How many people want that to be part of their brand? Awesome. So you have to look the part. You have to look the part. You have to talk the part. So when you go into the career fair, one of the things recruiters have told us that they don't like is when students come to the career fair and they've got their backpacks, their shorts, and their t-shirts on. They really don't like that. because it gives the impression that you're not taking the event seriously, you're not taking them seriously, because they took the time to look professional to come and talk to you, and many of them travel here, and you came like you weren't doing any of that. So I've given you some photographs on the PowerPoint to look like. So with your, what do you look like? Well, gentlemen, the guy with the shirt and tie, that's the more casual version of the professional look. The guy with the suit, that's the top dog look of the, you know, professional look. So you get to decide which brand you want to project. The more casual, the top dog, okay? With the female, same thing. So I put a wardrober in this picture, but you know, the finished picture with the young lady with her hand on her hip, that's the more professional, but you could have taken the white blouse, which you can't see that good, and the slacks, that could be a more casual version, or the white blouse and the skirt, okay? So again, it depends on what image are you trying to project. First impressions are very, very important because they start how people are going to assess you. The competition starts there. With the makeup, okay, so the makeup thing, you do want to have a little bit, even if you don't normally wear makeup. You don't want date makeup, okay? The smoky eye thing, maybe not. Okay, but you do want a little bit of mascara, so you don't wear any makeup. So get some mascara, put some mascara on your lashes. That'll give you a little oomph in the eye area. Or you can do some eyeliner. Lips, lip color, that's kind of minimalistic, okay? Or even lip gloss. But something, you know, to kind of finish your face off. It doesn't have to go overboard. And if you're not used to using makeup, then don't make that be the time you experiment too much. Okay? Gentlemen and females, the colognes. The cologne has to be minimalistic also. Why? Well, does everybody have the same tastes? No. So you might think one particular cologne that you have is the bomb and somebody else might not. So if it's subtle, it's just a little subtle thing. That's what we want. We want subtle, not overpowering. You don't want to overpower someone with your scent. Okay. This is a big one. Don't wear wrinkled clothes. It might seem common sense or something, but there's a reason why I'm saying that. What do you think the reason is? Yeah, exactly. People have done it. People have come, wrinkled shirts, wrinkled pants, wrinkled whatever. Don't do that. If you need to, make sure you have time to throw it in the dryer or hang it in the bathroom and cut the shower on so the steam can drop the wrinkles out. Do that, but don't walk in there with the clothes wrinkled. That, again, what does this do? It affects your brand. It makes a statement. All right, practice the elevator speech so it sounds natural. I work sometimes with people on this, and they start working on it, but sometimes in the beginning when it hasn't been practiced, it sounds like they're practicing it. My name is John Doe, and I am highly skilled in leadership. You know, you get the idea. You don't want to come off like that. You want it to flow smooth. Again, if you need practice, I'm willing to practice with you. Or anybody in career services will practice with you too. Or find a buddy to practice with, but practice. Okay, find out what employers are attending before you go. Because there'll be a lot of them there and you might not have time to go to all of them. So if you find out which ones are going to be there, then you can decide, okay, I want to make sure I talk to this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And those are the ones you hit first. Why? So you don't get distracted and maybe not make it to the ones you really meant to go to. All right, so you want to go to our website. Hopefully it's up there. Okay, I got confirmation. It's up there. So go to our website, and it's up there, and you can see which employers are going to be there. And then you can start deciding which ones you really want to make sure you talk to. And if you've decided that, I'm going to say step 2, go to their website and see what kind of information you can get from their website that you might want to ask a question about while you're there at the career fair. Because then that makes it really look like you got your stuff together. And how many people want to look like that? Because that's part of your brand, right? That's part of the Sam brand. All right. The next thing, prepare your resume. Because you may be asked to leave one. You don't want to come off like you don't have it together. So you're definitely going to walk in there with some resumes. Does everybody in here have one? If you don't have one, it's okay to say so. Okay, but if you've had one, now has everybody in here who has one had it checked by Career Services, critiqued? Awesome. Some people have, some people haven't. If you haven't, I'm going to encourage you to do that. So you've got, see up there on the PowerPoint that I'm going to be doing that right after this. So if you brought a resume with you and you want me to check it out today, I'll do that. Or you can always make an appointment. There's the number you can call. Or Career Services does have walk-in hours here on campus and at the Woodlands campus for the live stream people that may be from the Woodlands campus. Okay, put it in, not your backpack. Get a folder that's easy for you to pull it out and bring it in that. Or if you have a portfolio, put it in a portfolio. Because again, that whole look is part of the brand. Got it together, professional, ready to talk business talk. All right, ready for the interview. Okay. Some employers may ask you to send your resume to them via, the internet. So if that happens, again, you want to already have your resume ready to go. Because if they say, okay, send me a copy of your resume, they don't mean send me a copy of your resume 2 weeks from now, a month from now, next year. They mean send me a copy of your resume while I still remember who you are. Because most recruiters don't just recruit at one place. So if they say send me a copy, be ready to send it. This is a list of the type of things employers say they're looking for. So in putting your resume together, you want to ask yourself, hey, does my resume mention any of this stuff? Does anybody see anything in the list that you say, yeah, I possess that skill? Okay. Anybody see a skill they have up there? I hope. Okay, what do you have? Problem solving. Okay, your resume should be talking about that. What do you have? Leadership skills. Your resume should be talking about that. So if you already have a resume and it's not talking about those things, it's time to tweak. Anybody else? Strong work ethic. Okay, so if I view your resume, somewhere in it, I should be seeing that type of thing demonstrated in your resume. Anybody else? Team player. That's a biggie. Okay. Actually, all of these are biggies because those are in ranked order, by the way. So it's ranked in as importance that it is to the employer. Okay. So, yep. Anybody else? Ability to work in a team. What did you say? Foreign language, yes. So those things can be, and Don't hide these kinds of things all the way at the bottom of your resume. Why am I saying that? Exactly. Very good. Very, very good. Yes, marketing. It's marketing strategy. Your resume is designed to talk for you. And so when they scan it, if they don't start seeing stuff that they're looking for, guess what might happen? Exactly. They're going to lose interest, and then what happens? Exactly. Next. That resume goes in the pile, and the pile is not where you want yours to end up. Okay? Very good. I got some sharp people here today. It's very encouraging. You're making me get excited. Have you noticed I started talking louder? That's why. That's why I'm talking louder, because you are on point. You're thinking the direction I want you to be thinking. Okay, let's move on. If you're writing a resume for a federal job, which many CJ students tell me they want, you see that link up there? I want you to write it down, because it is a video that walks you through how you do a resume for a federal job. Some of the specifics of a federal resume are going to be different than resumes you might present to other employers. And it's very important that you submit a federal resume exactly the way they say they want you to submit it, or else it goes in the pile. Even if you're highly qualified, you don't want your resume discarded over a technicality like that. And so when people miss those technicalities, the feds describe that as, oh, that candidate was unqualified. Even if you're qualified. Okay? So, write the link down, use it, and or come and see me. Okay. Before you go, you want to prepare some questions to ask, so you know you're sounding, again, not like you're trying to come up with something, but it sounds more natural. That's why you're going to visit their website. So visit the website, jot down 2 or 3 things you think you would like more information about, and if you look at certain positions while you're on there, try to check out whether you think you're qualified for that position or not. Because if you feel like you're not qualified for that position, what you can do when you go talk to the recruiter is, you know, try to find out, get some ideas from them of things that you can do to become qualified. Okay? Okay. All right, during the job fair, the career fair, see that big green, everybody sees it. Okay, so don't walk in with the backpack on. It takes away from your brand, because that backpack says what? Poor student, inexperienced, right? Exactly. Is that really what you want your brand to be in that professional setting while you're networking? No. So we, Career Services takes that into account, and we come prepared for you. We will have people working outside the career fair to check your backpack. So you can check them with us just like you would a coat check. Leave them with us, and we'll give them back to you when you go out. All right, so when you go in, you're only going to carry your portfolio. That's the main thing that you want them to see that you have. If you have a purse, you can carry your purse if it's not overwhelming. You know, some purses are luggage. So if your purse is luggage, check it. We will check purses too, okay? We'll pack, so you're going to go in there with the pen, though. You want something to write with. And usually at the career fair, they'll have bags for you to put all the little giveaways and cards and all that in, okay? All right. check in at the registration and get a map. Why do you think you want to get the map? Yes, you want to see where you need to go because you've already identified what? Yes, you've already identified the folks you want to make sure you talk to. So get the map, find out where they are so you can navigate that. Exactly. You might only have, you might only have an hour to spend, even though the career fair goes from 10 to 2, but you got a class at 11. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be efficient about this. Okay, locate the employers you want, visit their tables first. Okay, and this last little tidbit, when you go to their tables, don't let the first thing you do be looking at the table and talking about, oh, can I have one of those? Can I have one of those? Trying to see what the freebies are and trying to get that first. Because then that secret little greedy little poor student starts emerging and getting in the way of your brand, okay? So go to the table and ask something, that works with your brand first. And then before you leave, then that's when you make sure you get the freebies that you want, okay? All right. All right, now, there might be a line, but when you get a chance to get up to that recruiter, that's where, and this is, see up there where I say have eavesdrop? That's okay at a career fair. So yeah, be paying attention to what they're saying to the person in front of you. Because they might be telling the person in front of you something that you want to know. They might be talking about, okay, with federal jobs. Federal jobs, you can only apply when the window is open. The window of opportunity, you can't apply for those year-round. So you might be hearing a federal recruiter talking about, yes, we've got a window of opportunity applications. We're accepting applications during such a time to such a time. You might not have heard what the such a time was, but you heard applications. So that's the kind of thing you might be hearing while you're eavesdropping that you want to get some more information about. And so when the person in front of you leaves, you're gonna walk up, introduce yourself. Awesome handshake. Yeah, with those handshake things, people. Now, what's your name? Jenna Diaz. She's got a really good one, okay? With the handshake thing, if you decide you're gonna do that, don't give a wimpy handshake. Don't do this either. I had somebody shake my hand like this the other day, so it's fresh in my mind. Don't do nothing like that, okay? It gives a bad impression. What kind of impression you think that gives? Uncertain, not confident. They think something's wrong with you. Okay, something. So don't do that. If you're gonna do it like a professional, or don't do it. On the flip side of that, don't do it like you're trying to prove something, okay? Don't go in there acting like we're at the bar and, you're about to do don't do that, okay? That's a negative impression too. Because part of your brand is that you're highly professional and you know what behavior is appropriate where, right? Okay. So you're going to eavesdrop a little, then you're going to greet them. You might say a little bit from your 30-second commercial, or you might talk about something you saw on their website that you want them to fill you in about. Okay? Take notes if you need to. Find out how to contact them. Be courteous and respectful. And don't take up all the recruiter's time. They can't spend all of their time just talking to you. So the other part of being a good professional networker is that you know you're supposed to limit that engagement to 5 to 10 minutes and then move on. Because, you know, okay, I have a showbiz background, and one of the showbiz things we had to do is, you know, you always want to leave the audience wanting more, okay? And this is one of those kinds of situations. You want them, oh yeah, that was a really good, we hope we hear from that one. Not, oh my goodness, you know. All right, after the career fair is over, there's still some things you need to do. Don't walk out the door and forget about everything that just happened. What you're going to do is then you're going to get organized. So, you collected business cards, right? Anybody ever got a business card from someone and then later they don't remember what they did with it? Okay, that happens a lot with business cards. This isn't a situation where you want to do that. So for all the business cards that you collect, what you're going to then do after the career fair is over is you're going to organize those. And you're going to put the ones that you really want to make sure you want to follow up with in one pile or one envelope or however you're going to organize them. And the ones that are maybe your plan B'ers in another pile or envelope or something. Okay. You're going to file it away somewhere where you know this is my job search file, where you can get your hands on it. And then you are going to follow through. If you talk to a recruiter and you all really had a good connection, you're going to follow through with that because you're going to shoot them an email and say, thank you, I really enjoyed speaking with you at the Sam Houston Career Fair. I was really excited about, and say something you were excited about that they said. That's why you might want to take a few notes. And then, you know, if they were one of the ones that told you to send them your resume, of course your resume will be attached. And that's one of the things that you'll say in that email. As per our conversation, I've attached my resume for you to review. Okay, then if they say there's a window opening, you can apply and you're qualified, you're going to go ahead and apply while they still remember you. Because chances are, if you don't stay in touch, they aren't going to remember you for long. Okay? One of our awesome recruiters that we work with FBI is an analyst with the FBI. And he was telling me about a young lady who this year, or I guess fall semester, got a job with the FBI. Well, she's still a student. She's not done yet. But she was one of those people that he said, oh, stay in touch with me. And she actually did. She stayed in touch with him periodically. And one of the times she touched base with him, he said, you know, there's an opening in our office. You should apply for it. And guess what she did? She applied for it. And guess what happened? She got it. That's networking at its best. Because oftentimes, this is why networking is important, many jobs are never posted. Because keeping it on the low here, often employers would prefer not to have to go through all the stuff they have to go through to try and seek out and hire people. So if they could take a shortcut, yay. We don't have to review all those resumes, awesome. Or, okay, I got this big, the HR person, I got this big stack. Oh, you got one you already know you want me to call? Okay. All right. Okay, so prepare yourself if you're not ready or you don't meet the qualifications or it's not time for you to graduate yet. Now is when you're going to start strategizing. Okay, what types of things am I going to do between now and the time I graduate that's going to make me better prepared to be the most competitive candidate for that position? And so you're going to be deliberate about what little part-time jobs you get, what kind of internships you get, what kind of activities you're going to be involved in, where you can build some skills that you can put on your resume. Okay? All right. And then when you get the interview, you're going to come and see us so you can practice your interviewing skills. So when you go in there to interview, I had a young man last semester, his dream job was working for DPS, and I think I had 3 sessions with him as he was going through the different phases of trying to get hired there. And guess what? Got an email from him a few months later, he was hired. Awesome. We love hearing that. Don't we, Michelle?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because she just had one recently. Interviewed with her. He came back after that interview. They had called him before he could get from where he was interviewing to our campus. That's what you want. You want to be the one. The one they want. Okay. So that concludes this presentation on getting prepared for a career fair. Support is here for you. I do have office hours here in CJ. So even if you can't find your way to career services, you can just you're going to have to find your way to my office here too, because it's way in the recesses of CJ. It's not the easiest place to find. But persevere, and I'll be there to help you. Okay, any questions? Yes?
For the men about being well-dressed,
Mm-hmm.
facial hair, do you prefer clean-shaven or well-trimmed?
Well, now that is one of those things. So some employers are accepting the facial hair. Okay, so this is the deal. If you're going to wear facial hair outside of criminal justice, I will address first. Outside of a criminal justice job, if you're going to wear facial hair, it better be the bomb in terms of you should have just went to see your barber, and you better be lined up. You don't want a scraggly kind of something happening. Your lunch is caught in part of it, and you don't want that. You don't want the sports people. You know how the basketball players look? You don't want that look going to a job interview. Okay, so if you're going to sport that beard, it better be on point. Now, CJ jobs. CJ jobs tend to be more conservative in nature. And so therefore, for any job interview, it's better to err on the side of conservatism than on, okay, let me be as liberal and see how far I can get away with it. Okay, because that might be that thing, brand, nope. Same thing with tattoos and piercings. You got tattoos and piercings. Do you think you want them where they are loudly advertised when you're networking? No. Or when you're interviewing. You can find out after they already gave you the job if it's okay to wear your piercing or have a tattoo. Okay? All right, yeah.
What about colored hair?
Colored hair. Well, for that, I would say it depends on what color it is. Okay? So if it's like orange and then it ombres down into lavender, well, probably for that situation, you definitely want to pull it back. But if you can go to the beauty supply and get a cheap wig and cover it up, then I would go that route. Okay? Why? Again, erring on the side of conservatism. Okay? They might not be ready for your hair. And so as soon as you walk out and you're finished presenting that brand and you get in your car and it's a hot day and you roll down the windows, then you can let it fly. But in that interview, let's pull it in. Okay, any other questions? Going once? Going twice? Oh, I wanted to mention this for people who are not getting their resume checked today. I brought these flyers. Excuse me, live stream people, that you cannot see this that well. email me, cma057@shsu.edu, and I can email you one. These flyers, okay, Sam has been invited to a CIA open house. They are only invited 3 schools in Texas to this open house. The open house is not on campus. It takes place on March 8th from 10 to 4 in Houston. Now the thing about this flyer is they don't even tell you exactly where in Houston, and they're not going to tell you until you register, until you contact them. Okay? It is open to all majors, though, from the 3 schools that they invited, of which Sam is one. What's happening at this open house? They're going to have information sessions and mock exercises. They're going to have networking opportunities with CIA officers for all career opportunities. They're going to have one-on-one consulting sessions, so bring your resume. That's what's actually on this flyer. And the info sessions start at 10, noon, and 2, but come anytime. Okay, and so then the contact information for you to contact them if you would like to go, because you can't go unless you contact them first. Okay. I have flyers up here. And live stream people, I got you if you contact me. CMA057@shsu.edu. And having said that, that concludes our presentation this afternoon. Thank you, all you proactive people who have come to figure out how you prepare for this thing. I expect you to go and do awesome.